messages. Now, let's cross over. We want to bring you a recap of a heated contest on Saturday, and then we'll get to speak to Maxwell live and figure out what's happening today. So let's head straight to the University of Ghana, Legon, and hand it all to Maxwell Agbagba.
Yes, please.
Spontaneous emission.
You're right.
I mean, it's full in there. All the people you saw here were watching the contest from this basement, from this projector here. All of them are moving inside right now. It is excitement for St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School. They are moving on to the quarterfinals. Remember, they came in as a seeded school. Kumasi Anglican Senior High School, they came in from the prelims. Nobody gave them a chance, but they matched St. Thomas Aquinas boot for boot. And at the end of the day, he had to take the final question for St. Thomas Aquinas to win. If they had that answer wrong, they would have been sent packing. Now remember, they came, St. Thomas Aquinas, they were in the finals last year. The celebration will continue outside. Let's get a celebration. Let's try and get a celebration right now. Let's have a feel of what it is like here at the RS Amagashi Auditorium. The Jama session is starting spontaneously. This is what we've been talking about. The National Science of Maths quiz is here. They've qualified to the quarterfinals of the ongoing Science of Maths quiz. This is outside auditorium. We don't know what is happening inside. We'll be taking you there shortly. Now, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is the moment they've been waiting for. It took the final question for them to make it to the quarterfinals. If they had that answer wrong, they would have been sent packing home. Now let's get it. Final question. Yes. If you had that answer wrong, you guys were going home.
It's true.
What was the feeling like at that point?
The feeling, I can't say it. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
But I mean, did you expect Anglican Senior High School to match you boot for boot like they just did?
No. I wasn't expecting this from them. It came in a surprise. I'm even surprised of what they did today. They did a wonderful performance by giving us the pressure that we deserve.
Okay. You guys were in the finals. You guys were in the finals last year.
Yeah.
At a point in time, you were all thinking that you were out of the competition.
We're finally out. We're out. We're surprised. This is our team.
Okay. The celebration will continue. Let's have a feel of what it is like inside here.
my students are going to God bless Aquinas School and make it great and strong. Arise and shine, Aquinas boys. The two challenges are to strive for excellence. We have a duty now, Aquinas baby. My students are going to God is an author, God is an author, God is an author, God is an author. I say God is an author, God is an author, God is an author, God is an author, God is an author. Sawuka Presaka, Amusha Dati Blue, Sawuka Labonia, Amusha Dati White, Sawuka Academia, Amusha Dati Yellow. I say, Uba Prenasa, I am blue shirt, blue shirt.
This is it. The celebration will continue. And indeed, if you heard them saying, they said, God is an author. Let's go inside the RS Amagashi Auditorium. Let's have a feel of what is happening inside the RS Amagashi Auditorium. All of these guys, remember, were not inside auditorium. They were watching this contest from the basement of the RS Amagashi Auditorium. The celebration is going to continue deep into the evening. Now, these guys are stepping out, and you can see that the crowd is getting thicker and thicker. We are told that some of the old students are coming from afar. They are coming to join them to continue the celebration here. All of them are filing out from the auditorium of the RS Amagashi Hall here, and they are moving in to continue with the celebration. Remember once again that they were in the finals. St. Thomas Aquinas, they were in the finals last year, and they are hoping to make it to the finals this year. Anglican Senior High School nearly ruined that for them. It took the last question for them to qualify to the next stage. If they had that answer wrong, they would have been sent packing home. And a spontaneous jubilation is evident here. Maybe we want to pan for them, for you to see, have a feel of the crowd again.
So that was a close shave for St. Thomas Aquinas. I guess that's the reason, you know, there was that kind of jubilation last Saturday. They were in the finals, and it would have been disastrous going out at this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Biheko, you guys are still in there?
No.
Okay.
Molly school did something.
Yeah, but I thought that wasn't fair, you know, like Bishop Herman and Marley from almost the same place, really contesting at that stage.
Why you want them
at top? Oh no, I don't know. I like you too much, you know. Yeah. I can't dare your top like that. So, you know, just to remind you that our coverage, all the updates that we bring to you is courtesy Kingdom Books and Stationery. We're grateful to Kingdom Books for making this possible. Also, Newmont Gold Ghana, we're grateful for your collaboration as well. And Easeway Savings and Loans, they make it possible for us to bring you these updates every morning here on the AM show, and indeed throughout the day and on social media as well. We're going to go to Maxwell Agbagba in a tiny little bit. Let's find out what's happening this morning, but at least there's a gentleman that he will be speaking to, Safwan Sawanda. He won the 2017 National Science and Maths Quiz for Prempeh College. They were in the finals with St. Thomas Aquinas and Adisadel College, remember? Wanda is now part of the National Science Maths Quiz trainers for Prempeh College. He's also a first-year medical student at the University of Ghana, and Max will be interacting with him. I think it's a good thing. There are a lot of people who pass through this contest. For those of us who are probably sitting back, it almost sounds like, oh, it's just a contest, but they end up becoming really great people in society. It's like the beginning of a lot of good things to happen to every young person, really.
And we spoke to a petroleum engineer this morning who also had been a contestant for the Santua girls, and had been advising the young girls from the girls' schools that they needed to be confident and also daring within the contest, so that they would be maybe one of the initial first schools, all girls school, to win the contest. We hope this year we can have a crop of young ladies who have the tenacity to be able to go through. It will, quite gritty.
It will be good because this is the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
And it will be good to have like
an all girls school.
Yeah, win the contest this year. It will be something.
It will be great.
We're looking forward to it. But let's see if we can share some of your messages. This one says, Mr. Roland, great blessings from Almighty to you and your crew members, from Anas Mohammed inside Kumasi, Bremai. When I saw the Anas, I thought it was Anas. Like Anas is like watching you.
Anas Anas.
Here's another message from JB, who is in Rara. Says, I'm very sad about this fistula issues. I wish I can be of help to people with these problems, but I don't have what it takes. Oh, Ghana, may God help us. Listen, you have what it takes. Just by sending us a message and acknowledging that there's an issue like this, you have been of help. So thank you very much for your message. Anas Mohammed in Kumasi says he's watching and he's giving us a laugh on WhatsApp. This one, Apweja Michael from Manso Datano says, I want to know the number of schools left and the names. Okay, so we know that the 1/8 contest where we are now is going to end on Wednesday, and on Thursday we'll begin the quarterfinals. So I'm going to ask Maxwell how many schools to go. How many more schools to go? Thank you very much for the message that you sent. This one says, good morning to you and your team. May the Lord protect you from any disease so that you always have a wonderful day to give us stories on the day. This is from Confidence in Upper West, Upper West region, sending us this message. Well, thank you very much. And Pajo of Big Joe Shoes near Kwadaso Onion Market. Okay, this
is that a long one? He liked sending those long ones. I don't know today.
Okay, so he says, I think President Akufo-Addo should forget about the minority, since 106 people in the House of Parliament cannot stop over 30 million Ghanaians from getting national identification. As for them, they don't care because they have passport, and that is what their supporters must understand. So hi to Mr. Amwa of Mokap Microfinance near Empab, Iceman of Kwadaso, and Mame Soja of Kwadaso. This is very typical of Pajo of Big Joe Shoes in Kwadaso. Thank you very much for the message. Let's see if we can do some of the text messages that have also come through. You can send us WhatsApp message or regular text message. This is from AU Farouk in Tamale, and it's hashtag Regional Election Director, Computer Must Go. The campaign has started. We know there were constituency elections for the National Democratic Congress over the weekend. I guess it's following that you're sending us this message. Here's another one that says, we thank the Almighty God for bringing Roland back, and I really like your dressing. Well, super insight, Sefi.
Amen.
Asafo, thank you very much. And this one says, Adam in Takrade. Well, I can't share your message on air, but duly acknowledge. Adam in Takrade, thank you for the message that you sent. This is somebody sent me hey, I knew a message like this was going to come. This one says, Mama, we stop being too biased on our England. Gazy Anthony in
I keep
Obuasi,
telling her
and
that
says, welcome,
apart from
Roland.
Brazil, England will be the next country tipped to win the World Cup. My opinion.
I don't know. I just think that they are overhyped. That's all.
Yeah, true. Already on the BBC, they have a live page. How far can England go?
Yeah.
On goal.com, Frank Lampard is already being quoted that England can go far. England can win the World Cup.
Yeah.
And Piers Morgan yesterday was insulted incessantly or consistently on Twitter because he first didn't think England will win. He still thinks that it will be Brazil, Germany.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden says that look, I think our boys can do it. They can win.
Because they play Panama.
Look, just in a minute, he got over 2,000 shares. You know, sometimes.
And sometimes I feel for the players. Because I think that back home, there are people make too much noise.
Because the reason why all of us are quite happy with them is that we are amazed they are doing what they are doing. It's not because we think that they are overly good. And for them already to be elevating themselves there, I think is just a bit too much.
But I like their manager. He said he didn't quite like this game. The game that he liked was the Tunisia. Was it Tunisia?
Yeah. Did they play Tunisia?
No. Yeah,
was it Tunisia?
Okay. Because that was 2-1, was it? Fred Potiphar.
It was a good game too.
So that's like, because he said you didn't know what was going to happen. It's like you were sitting on the edge.
This one was predictable, he said.
Exactly, because he said after the first half, I mean, it was a done deal. And he was just looking for the kind of words to say to the players to let them still go on and be ruthless. And
typical of England, it's one of those times when you haven't gone too far in the tournament and you haven't just started. And it makes you feel that, look, we can have this. And you may have won even before you get to the qualifying stage. And I think that's dangerous for any team.
But I think I know why I really don't like them. I like the team, like I like the players.
I think you like England as a country, but not necessarily that you will love the national team.
It's just the whole media attention and the kind of headlines that they give. And when you're listening to the commentary, yesterday was as if it was only England that was playing. Yeah. Really, it was as if it was only, and I was like, listen, there are other people listening to you the world over. It's not an England alone game, people. Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons.
And yesterday, the commentator on SuperSport immediately said, this is the first time since 1966 that England has scored 6 in a World Cup finals. I say, what? Yeah.
But I like Harry Kane. I thought Lingard's goal was fantastic.
It was the best.
It was incredible.
And then Harry Kane had great tenacity, but also the confidence to take the penalties. The 2 penalties that he did.
Yeah. And I think I like him as a captain. I think they're really composed. And I like the defender, whatever, his name is Stones. For a defender to score, this was not only his first goal, but he actually scored 2. And what a place to deliver at the World Cup finals. I mean, the world stage. So I was really happy for the players, but, you know, not for all the other noise. So for those of you who are being hard, I don't hate the England team or the English team. I think I just hate all the hype around the team. Like, you know.
Like, for example.
Oh, yeah. So Fred is reliving them goals for us
like on Sky Sports, as we look at the goals, they said, are England a real deal?
I beg. Finish Belgium, then you can answer that question.
Yeah, I think that the biggest test will be Belgium.
Yeah, so
Tunisia was a test.
This was the penalty with some kind of force, eh? Yeah.
Great confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's just the game that we've been talking about. We're going to go back to Maxwell Agbagba and still continue.
Wow, and the second one there.
Yeah, this is Lingard's goal. That's it. This was it. It was super.
From all those who support Manchester United.
Yeah, that guy's like a clown, you know. Yeah. He jokes a lot.
But he's good.
Yeah,
that's a good thing about it.
He's really good.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
And John Stone takes a second. That's a great one.
Yeah.
And
this one, what he was hugging him too much. If you're a defender, you're supposed to be hugging.
Yeah. And you know, just watch when he was going down, he hit him. He hit him.
And that's what this one. The goalkeeper thought he was going to go a different direction. This was swerve. Swerve.
That's hot. And that was a good one too. The only reason why the English team this time are doing well, I believe, is that they have the composure and the peace of mind to tackle all the games without the necessary pre-World Cup hype that the media would have swelled on them before the game. But it looks like it's beginning to look like the media is all around it. It's all around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so enough of the football. Let's come back to today. But here's one final message, and then we'll cross over to Maxwell. It says, kindly tell the president not to also travel outside until further notice. Is Mickey in
He's the president.
Florida. The president is the president.
Yes, the
you
president.
know, get used to it.